Distinguished colleagues, we have before us a very elegant stallion, a well-known personality across the nation, and today a nominee for the office of Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu. You may just proceed to Ambassador, actually, Her Excellency, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu. You can summarize your resume and then probably answer one or two questions from distinguished senators. You have the floor.
Thank you, sir. The President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, His Excellency Senator Godswill Abaribe, GCOM, the Deputy Senate President, His Excellency Senator Barrow, Green CFR, Principal Officers of the Senate, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my senator, the senator representing Anambra South, who tragically passed away not too long ago, the very dynamic Senator Patrick Ifeanyi, who we continue to mourn and who is yet to be buried. May his soul rest in peace. The distinguished senator representing Anambra Central, my brother, Senator Victor Umeh. The distinguished senator representing Anambra North, my brother, Senator Tony Oye. I cannot fail to mention my senator, Senator Osita Nubu, and of course, Senator Abaribe of the All Progressives Grand Alliance. I would like to start today by giving a brief introduction of myself. I am the sixth child in a family of 8. My father, the late Chief Christian Ono, and my mother, Mrs. Carol Ono, who was a college principal. I was a devoted daughter to both, and a humble wife of the late Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. I'm a lawyer by training, and I grew up in a rural village called Subo. I was born in England. It was, I would say, one of the best experiences of my life. Because, of course, when you live in a village, it affords you a wonderful opportunity to really get close to the earth and to understand the values that really matter in any society. My elementary school was at Ekulu Primary School, and then I went to Queen's High School, after which I transited to Upward School in Pontefract, West Yorkshire, in the United Kingdom. And from there, I went to the Cambridge Tutorial College, St. Andrews College for my levels. The University of Buckingham, where I commenced a 3 combined honors in politics, economics, and law, and then subsequently transferred to the University of Nigeria, where I obtained my law degree and law school, and a lawyer by training. And of course, I am a mother of 3 wonderful children. In public service, I served as Senior Special Assistant to the President of Diaspora Matters, after which I served as Nigeria's ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain and Nigeria's permanent representative to the United Nations World Tourism Organization. These platforms offer me an invaluable opportunity to engage in effective diplomatic arrangements, to really get a sense of what it means to interface between your government and your host country, host communities, and of course, as ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, I was able to do that most effectively by presenting strategic platforms for engagement between Spain and Nigeria. And I am honored to say that in the course of my service, I was honored with the award of Africa's most outstanding ambassador, which was a vote conducted by the prestigious Dutch magazine called The Voice. And of course, El Mundo Diplomático, which is a platform in Spain that trails the activities of ambassadors serving in that country, gave me a merit award for my service. At the same time, within the UNWTO, which is the premier body charged with regulating tourism and tourism-related activities, I performed incredibly well. After this, to cut this quite short, I have also engaged in other public service. I was the secretary of the Justice and Peace Commission in Anambra State, set up a commission of inquiry set up to look into and unravel the root causes of insecurity in southeastern Nigeria. And I'm also a member of the governing council of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, as well as Christian Chukwuemeka Odumegwu College of Education. It is my honor to stand before you all today and to assure you that I am here. I am here because I believe that there is hope for this country. I am here because I believe that if we are all able to come together sincerely and commit to serving this nation with the focus on ensuring that we have peace, that the sky is the limit for this country. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Very rich resume. Yes, the nominee is ready to take a few questions, but let me start. Let me start with comments. Let me go to the state of Anambra. Unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace. She comes from the senatorial district of our late brother, Senator Ifeanyi Oba, who is not here, and the closest person, the two closest senators after Ifeanyi Oba will have to say something about the nominee, because it's from whom that we know you. Distinguished Senator Victor Umeh.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. My name is Senator Victor Umeh. I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, when I was coming to work this morning, I assured myself that I'm not overwhelmed by emotion when Her Excellency stepped into this chamber. And we have all listened to her. Nobody can fault her qualification to serve this country in any capacity. She is very intelligent, very, very charismatic, and very beautiful. You can see. I asked her to tell me her beauty when she comes to me.
Please restrict your comments to her resume.
Her resume. It is there.
Because you know why I'm saying that?
Because it is there.
Senator Umeh, restrict yourself to her resume. Otherwise, we'll go into social media and Google. I will ask a question: who touched my Bianca?
Mr. President, you know too much. But let me say that you will expect this kind of acting from me. Because Her Excellency Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, her nomination is very significant and also very historic. If you listen to her concluding remarks, you will see that she's somebody who has a passion for peace and well-being of this country and for inclusivity in all the things we do in Nigeria. I have the privilege of serving as the national chairman of APGA for 6 years. I served for 10 years, but for 6 years, the husband, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, was the leader of the party, and I was the national chairman. I worked very closely with our iconic leader and with Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu, who was always around and involved in all the things we do. I want to say that Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu possesses the intellect and the ability to work for Nigeria in the ministry she has been given to oversee, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. She has experience as an ambassador. But I say that her nomination is significant because of her husband, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, who we very much revered. And there's nobody in this chamber who will not know the importance of that name, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu. And for her to step into this chamber to be confirmed, screened and confirmed, as a Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is indicative of the fact that we are trying to put the past behind us in this country. Apart from her personal attributes and qualities, she carries with her a burden bearing that name because her husband was all and all. Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, in this mission, we are with you. I support you. I will always support you because we had so much in common with the APGA that we built and developed. Even in this chamber, I'm called Kokoronko. And I want everybody will support. I know countryman will support. I know that. So what I'm saying is that with her joining the federal cabinet, Mr. President, we are looking forward to opening more doors to reconciliation and many other things to come. I knew the wishes of her late husband, because he was my leader. I was very close with him. There were things, if you were to their life, he will continue to ask for. I don't want to say so much, so that we'll confine it to her screaming. Those things the husband stood for, she also stands for them. We have worked together, we have shared struggles together. So now that you are in the federal cabinet, my beloved sister, I wish you well. I know that my brothers will speak and this Senate will support you. But when you go, remember that you have so much people looking up to you. All those things our dear brothers stood for, continue to canvass for them. Continue to canvass for the quality of rights.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Yes. Distinguished Senator Tony Way.
My name is Senator Tony Moye, representing the people of Anambra North Senatorial District. Actually, my big brother said it all, but I need to add few things. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, this is one of our best. Incidentally, we were never in the same party together. She was of APGA, I was never of APGA. But this Holy Chamber should have set above party affiliations. I must commend and thank Mr. President Tinubu for recognizing this woman for this appointment, irrespective of party affiliation. It's not because of only the fact that she late Sage, our undisputable leader, when he was alive, took care of him when he was alive. It's because this woman is an epitome of excellence. She's very cerebral, she's very articulate, very eloquent, very, anything you can think of. Ebullient lawmaker, ebullient lawyer, and arbitrator for that matter. A product of University of Nigeria, a great lioness, a woman who is a bridge builder. I must say that my people of Anambra North, are commending Mr. President once more. And also we are telling the Senate of Federal Republic of Nigeria not to waste so much time. She is prepared for questions to answer. She has been a special assistant to Mr. President. We have ready to see a big builder that doesn't know about tribe, that doesn't know party A, party B. I feel strongly that even as an ambassador, when she was an ambassador, she was killed on 11th of May 2012 in absence. That was when she was mourning the husband. She was not even there at the committee stage. But because of her resume and her record, the then Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs screened her, and the Senate of Federal Republic unanimously approved. I'm appealing to our distinguished colleagues, led by our great-in-law. Let them not find any hesitation to claim this woman, our jewel, our ivory. Bianca Odumegwu. I sold something. Thank you, sir.
Well, at this stage, I don't know whether there's any other thing we can say. Please, off your mic. A distinguished nominee, you can see that your people are solidly behind you, and they can attest to your character, your integrity, and your ability to serve your nation. So let me hear from your maternal home, distinguished Senator Ositango.
Thank you, Mr. President. And my
Is it paternal home?
both.
Both. Oh, both paternal and maternal. Okay.
Mr. President, the beautiful nominee standing for.
I said, restrict yourself to the resume. Forget this word, beautiful. I said, restrict yourself. Restrict yourself. She didn't put in the CV that she's beautiful. Is that what she put? Where? Where? The CV says, beautiful Bianca. Okay. Okay.
Mr. President, Bianca Odinaka Odumegwu Ojukwu is my sister from Umeh, in the local government of Enugu State. Mr. President, a golden fish have no hiding place, and that is why the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria went and brought this woman who is very passionate about our country, who is very committed to see the growth of this nation, who will give all that is within her reach to make sure that this country gets to a greater height. Mr. President, you see, when Mr. President announced the nominees and put them in ministry where they are going to serve, it makes everything easier for us. Because she is posted to where she has absolute confidence and competence, where she is going to make a huge impact to this country. She's a lawyer and also a professional in diplomacy.
The Sergeant at Arms, give her a seat.
Mr. President, who else?
Give her a seat. Give her a seat to sit. Sit down and jot down. Sit down. Sit down. No, we don't want any disaster here. If you are sure. Are you sure? All right.
Mr. President, who else can serve in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, if not somebody with this qualification? We call her Adede Jemba. She's from my town, married to Umeh, and that's why I also went to Umeh to marry my own wife. We don't need to say more than what my brother from Anambra State have said, because our spirit is to confirm the competence of the nominees. And everybody in this hallowed chamber agrees that Bianca is competent, and agrees that the portfolio assigned to her is where she has already excelled and performed creditably. What we are hoping is that as soon as she takes over her office, changes will come, positive changes. So, Mr. President, we thank the President once more for giving us opportunity. We had a Minister of Foreign Affairs from my town before, in the name of Umeh Onya. She is going to be the second Minister of Foreign Affairs from our community. And we always know how to perform. Mr. President, we just wish her the best. Remember, she is supposed to be a member of this Senate. If not that, she ran for Senate before. If not for the way it went, she's supposed to be sitting here in this hallowed chamber, screening other nominees. It means that she has a qualification and competence to understand what we do here. So as a colleague that I see her as, because she contested, I think it is the right thing. Having noted her competence and qualifications, we will have to tell her, with your kind permission, Mr. President, that Bianca should actually bow and go and do her work. Thank you, Mr. President.
Everything will not be complete if I do not hear from the only APGA senator in this chamber. Because I know she's the mother of APGA, distinguished Senator Abaribe.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting as chair. My name is Abaribe. I represent Abia South, and my party is the All Progressive Grand Alliance, of which she is our own mother. So I will make 2 points, Mr. President. 2 very key points that we probably are not noticing in the euphoria of everything that is happening today. First, while I adopt all the sentiments that have been said earlier by the Anambra senators and the one from Enugu State, I will say that one, maybe because of her, Mr. President, by bringing an APGA person to be a minister, has already started with what we call a unity government and looking for national integration. We can only ask that Mr. President goes much further, much further. But we commend him for this. Second, another commendation we will make for the president, which most people have also forgotten. We have on the floor of this Senate always sought that a president sending nominees to the floor must attach it with the portfolios. Today, we are seeing that the president has started by letting us know the portfolios of those that will go to the different areas, and that is commendable. And so I think that this, having been started, should be sustained by all presidents that will come and the president in his further changes, because I know that there are going to be more changes. Okay, sure. Yes, what I mean is that maybe more APGA people should come to help this government. I thank you, Mr. President. I commend Mrs. Bianca Odumegwu-Ojukwu, and I urge my colleagues, seeing these 2 elements that have accompanied all the nominations that have come today, that we allow Bianca to bow and go. I so submit.
Well, distinguished colleagues, I know that Senator Abaribe is worried about what happens to APGA after this. So, and I saw him moving from seat to seat, asking people why. So, I decided that he should say something. But I want to thank you for commending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for going across party lines to seek for the best of the best to save our country. And most especially, making the job of screening and confirmation easy, and even easier by attaching portfolios to the would-be ministers. Unprecedented. Now you can ask questions directly, relating directly to the portfolio of the minister. And like you said, no other president has ever done it. And no other person would have done it except President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having been a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His wife has been a senator, and he has known the yearnings of the Senate. So we commend him seriously for attaching portfolios to these nominees. And we pray that future presidents will follow suit, so it will be easy for the Senate to do its work. My dear sister, I haven't heard any negative comment from the floor, but I'd like to ask you a question. You've had an experience as an ambassador. Very recently, I sent a delegation to Chad, and they came back and said that the Nigerian embassy in Chad, the building is in very deplorable condition. And I was in Ghana last week, and the same complaint. They have a land that they would like to build their embassy structure on, and many other places, Kenya, everywhere. People are complaining that the structures hosting the embassies are in terrible conditions. If you are confirmed by this Senate to go into that ministry, will you focus on trying to rehabilitate, to give Nigeria a better image in terms of the structures of the various embassies worldwide? After that, you can take a bow.
Thank you very much, Senate President. In this respect, distinguished senators, I would like to say that my past records speak for me. As ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, I spent an entire year in one hotel room because when I got to Spain, the mission building was in such an appalling condition. Together with very dedicated officers, we conducted massive renovation works, not just of the mission building itself, giving Nigeria an edifice truly deserving of a nation of its standing. The Nigerian embassy in Madrid that you see today is a product of my tenure in that country. And what was particularly sad about the previous state of the building was that it was very, very close to the Estadio Bernabeu, which is the home of Real Madrid Football Club. So it was such an eyesore that people who were going to the stadium for the various matches would pass the embassy building in its decadent state. But today, the Nigerian embassy in Spain is a magnificent building. Not only that, the residence of the ambassador was also given a facelift, and other buildings belonging to our country within that kingdom. It is true that in most missions, because of the poor funding, most ambassadors are constrained when it comes to carrying out refurbishment and renovation works. And this is quite unfortunate because a lot of the embassies